At Delray Buick GMC, we're proud to help you with your vehicle needs every step of the way. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a brand new model, get behind the wheel of a pre-owned vehicle, or receive helpful repairs and efficient service, our team is dedicated to ensuring you feel comfortable, confident, and taken care of. We've won the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award 6 times, proof of our commitment to quality customer service. Upgrade your dealership experience at Delray Buick GMC. It matters where you buy your car.
Good morning, Delray Beach. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Jamil.
And we are here at one of my favorite places in town.
What's that?
The library.
I just wanted you to say it.
The library.
Yes.
And I am not ashamed to say I have always loved to read.
You know what? I grew up like reading. I struggled with reading early on.
Did you?
But there were so many other programs that I was able to go to as a kid that really helped me with my reading. So reading, I think it was the interest in the books that they were giving me at the time. But when I found things that I was really interested in, it was just, I was like, it opened up my imagination to a lot of things. So I love it.
I think that's one of the things is like, you know, people are like, I don't like to read. But maybe it's the book that you read. Maybe it's you just need to come in here and hang out for a while and find something that does excite and interest you because everyone's excited by different things.
I think it was my 3rd grade teacher. I was at Pine Grove Elementary School, and she took us to the library, and she gave us an assignment. But she said, you guys can choose any book you want. Ooh. See, sometimes, you know, your teacher will sit up and just hand you a book, and you read, it's like, oh my gosh, there's no pictures in here. There's too many words. I'm not reading this book. But, you know, a teacher, when she said, you guys find a book that you want, oh man, everybody completed that assignment. It was great. And I think that where it really embarked me on just reading and taught me really the importance of reading as well. So
absolutely. And I was the kid who didn't watch TV and wanted to read a book. So, you know, when you're like, especially like middle school, other kids don't think that's so cute. I didn't care because it's so amazing. You are transported into a whole different world and you get to imagine what you think it looks like rather than when you see it on TV and they show you. You get to create that in your mind. And I think it's such an important thing to teach so young, like your teacher did for you. And even for my daughter in her pre-K class, they go to the library every week and they pick out their book. And she comes home excited to read that book. And I have to say, it's the best part of my week too, just to see that joy and that love for reading starting early.
Well, my son, yesterday we were riding in the car headed to his football game. He was like, guess what? We had to come up with a creative story today. Ooh. You know, so he was able to write like his own book and his creativity. I was laughing. I mean, the story that he came up, but it just taught me, I was like, wow, his imagination is out there. And I think that really comes from really reading as well, from him reading other books. So it was a really good experience, having that conversation with him about it in the car. In the Delray Beach Library, I can say they're being very innovative. Yes. You know, with everything that's changing, you have a lot of libraries around the country that's just getting away from a lot of books. And everything now is becoming electronic. Okay, we have
actual books here.
Actual books.
Actual books.
Actual books. It's different. You know, you just come in and sit in and be able to hold a book. I mean, it's like a form of like meditation as well.
It is. There is something about holding the paper in your hand. Like my husband likes to do books online. I do not. I need the physical book in my hand or it doesn't count. So I love that you can come in here and you can pick up a book. But for the people who are wanting to do tech, there's a podcast station. There's, I mean, you name it and they have it here. This is not, as they always say, it's not your musty old library. There is something for everyone. There's a ton of tech, a ton of programming. There's always something happening, pandemic or not.
I agree. So I guess we shouldn't even just talk. We're going to get to that later, and we'll talk to Miss Kate Johnson about different programs here at the library. But you want to bring on our first guest?
Well, we are talking about something super important, Delray Reads Day. So we have Frank McKinney, author, entrepreneur, Delray Reads participant for all 10 years, since this is the 10-year anniversary. Yes. And C. Ron Allen, editor of the Boca Raton Tribune. Welcome.
So you guys see this suit?
I know. Look at and his shoes. How did I not notice this when you were standing over here earlier?
We gotta wake everybody up.
I know.
Wake them up.
So, no, it's not C. Ron. It's not C. Ron. Sea Breeze.
Oh, Sea Breeze.
Mr. Sea Breeze Allen, welcome to the show.
I was like, I said his name right. I know his name. I said it right.
Hey, surprisingly, they didn't say Kron.
Kron. So it sounds, I don't know, that sounds like a superhero or a villain. I'm not sure which one. But in a book that your son can write, he can make him.
He can have a big C on his chest.
Let's say superhero.
So imagine C1 with a onesie with a big C on his chest. I like it.
Here's your Halloween costume. You're welcome. So Delray Reads Day, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Didn't miss a year, no matter where I was in the world. I'm an author. I've written 7 books in 6 genres. I travel the world with signing books. I made a point to come back to my hometown. It's a home game for me, for Delray Reads. And before that, we had Principal for a Day.
Exactly.
That was 10 years, so 20 years straight.
Wow.
We didn't not want to break the streak, and we're here to celebrate with y'all.
So when you talk about 10 years, how did this come about?
Well, Janet Meeks, she picks up the phone, she calls you, and she says, Frank, you want to be a part of Delray Reads? I say yes.
You can't say no to
No, I
Janet.
can't say no.
It's hard not to say yeah.
You can't say no to Janet. Because if you say no, she's going to pick up the phone.
She's gonna-
She's
She'll
hang
show
up on the
up.
phone.
She's gonna show up.
She's knocking on the door. It's not a phone call anymore.
So for people who don't know what Delray Reads Day is, do you guys want to tell them?
Sure. Every year around this time of year, we have about 300 readers who go to all the elementary schools in Delray Beach, and we read to the K through 5th grade students. Because
So cool.
there's a book that's selected, and we read that book to all the students. And this year, the book happens to be
Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon.
Oh, how fun. Oh, look at the illustrations.
Isn't that beautiful?
I love it.
So
I know your next question is going to be how are we going to go into schools, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say because I got to do it 1 year, not 10. I only got to do it 1 time because it was right before the pandemic. And it was so amazing to see all the people and everyone go into, and the kids were so excited. So how are you doing it this year? Because you can't go into the schools, right? Or can you?
We will be in the schools.
Okay.
Frank, why don't you tell them how we're going to be in the schools?
Well, we're going to come to them through a video, a very exciting video that we actually. Now, I've written all my books, all 7, in a treehouse.
How
So
cool.
we bring the kids. We're bringing the kids via this video into my treehouse. Yes, right on the ocean, 20 feet above sea level.
my gosh.
My commute to work in the morning across the suspension bridge.
Stop.
So you can see where the creativity
hold on.
is.
Wait,
So
wait, wait.
where are we
We
reading
just-
this book
Wait,
at?
we're coming. We're coming to read. We're coming
Right
right
here
now.
in
Where are we
Delray.
going? That is a wait. We have to stop at Treehouse.
Treehouse,
That
yep.
is like the epitome of a dream for a kid. A cool treehouse on the water, reading a book.
A
like
must see.
what?
You were there.
Yep, I was
Yes,
there.
you were there.
So how many of us can fit in there? Because we don't want to invite
We're
everybody.
going right now.
Just
One camera and the 4 of us.
Okay, perfect. We're coming.
Kate, bring the drinks.
Yep. So when we were there, so when we were getting this ready for this video, before you read to the kid, you got to bring the words alive.
Yes.
So in this case, we take Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon, we spin them and we spin those words because when it's time, those words come alive with that spin, especially in the treehouse.
Especially in a treehouse.
Indeed.
Oh my God, I'm just like blown away. Treehouse, like I'm like stuck on Treehouse here. But this book, I mean, I am in love with it. Just from, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but that's a pretty good cover. So I think this is going to be a great book.
And I read it. It's fantastic. It's exciting. One of my books is a young reader fantasy novel, and this Kat Zhang, fantastic author.
Oh, it's
The
so
kids are going to love this book. And you got kids. If you've got a grandparent or a parent, get them to read this book to you if you can't read yet.
Okay.
You know, get them on the phone. Say, Grandma, Grandpa, read this book to me because it is that exciting.
So where can we get this book?
Well, I must say, each student will get a book.
Oh, each
Yeah, there you
student
go.
gets the
Student,
book.
you have
Oh,
a book.
Thank
That's
you
yours.
guys. So
But this book was selected, we're partnering with Read Across America, Reading for the Record,
Okay.
Read Across America, Read for the Record. And this book was selected by them. So that's why.
So I have a question. With everything with this day and age, with kids, with technology, the phones, the tablets, I do really love that we're still focusing on picking up that actual
Yes.
book and getting the kids to read. So with Delray Reads, how are you guys incorporate, technology? I know we're doing the video. I mean, we are doing the video.
we invited ourselves
Yeah,
to
we
your
invited
video.
ourselves to the treehouse. But how are we incorporating technology and everything else into this to really keep the kids' interest into reading?
Well, until we get back into the schools, I heard you guys before we came up that the importance of physically touching a book. That experience, even the smell of
I
a
love
book
it. Yep.
is special. I'm trying to get kids off the devices. I mean, I don't
I'm
want
with you.
them to be Kindle kids. I call them.
Yes.
Like let's go with the real
a
books.
physical book.
And because the illustration it comes alive in this
Yes.
book that can't come alive in
No.
a Kindle version.
No.
Obviously.
So I recognize how old I was a couple weeks ago. I subscribed to Palm Beach Post, so I get the newspaper delivered to the house, and I'm reading it, and my son was like, "What is that?"
No.
Like, how do you know? So he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's a newspaper," But I had to show him. I'm like, "These are the sections. That's how you can tell what."
Yeah.
Certain. So now he looks in it to look for the sports section. Now he can go into the newspaper. But I recognize like, oh my gosh, I'm really old. So kids don't really know about the newspaper or read the newspaper. But now he's looking into that, which I do love. But I think you know, with with COVID and kids being home on their computers, everything that they were reading was in front of that computer screen.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything they were learning in general was in
Right.
front of the screen for most kids,
Everything.
which is, it makes it tricky. So it's exciting to have physical books in their hands again.
Every child will go home with a book in his hands or her hands.
So how did you guys make that happen? Did you have sponsors to help you, or
I'm
how
glad
did
you asked. I just can't say nothing about the city of Delray Beach, PNC Bank, and we have a whole lot of sponsors who made this possible for us this year.
That's amazing.
You know what it reminds me of? Putting a book in each kid. I mean, in elementary school, Pizza Hut used to do this thing with the schools, and you have to read books throughout the summer.
Right.
And whether you would mark down each book, and if you read a certain amount of books, they gave out prizes.
They still do that.
They still do that.
Ooh, we're gonna start reading books. We're gonna go get pizza.
I haven't been to Pizza Hut yet. They have a
haven't either. Is
buffet.
there Pizza Hut
Let me stop
now?
talking about food. I'm
I know, we
sorry.
always talk about food already.
Speaking about food, the last time I was on, we had breakfast, right?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
good. That was a good breakfast.
I think that was a little snug. He was like, "Where's the food?" That's what he was
He's like, wait a minute, where's that buffet? I thought there was a buffet.
You know, so go ahead.
So for people who want to read this with their families at home, is there somewhere that the book can be purchased that you guys know of? That we
Barnes
can-
and Nobles.
Barnes and Noble, okay.
Yep.
Because this is a great book, even just looking at it for a couple minutes. It's a fun read. So if you're looking for a new book to read your family, you could read along.
What age group? What age group?
Elementary.
Elementary.
Elementary, even, I enjoyed it. So when
Yeah.
you're reading to, you have a little girl, right?
Yeah.
And you're reading to your kids, you're talking about driving your son to football. Not only should we be reading to them, but encouraging them to write.
Yes.
Writing,
Yes.
reading is wonderful, and I'm all for
Yeah.
reading. Writing is proactive. It
Yeah.
engages different synapses in the brain.
For sure.
Like you in high school, I had a tough, I think you said you had a tough time in
Yes.
high school. I went to 4 high schools in 4 years. I came out with a 1.8 GPA, but I wanted to be an author. At night, I would sit home and I would read the dictionary because I wanted to master the English language.
Yeah.
And eventually, you read well, write well,
Yeah.
you're well respected.
And
so
now you have
encourage the
7
kids to
books.
write. Yes, I got 7 books and 6 different genres. So keep encouraging your son to
Well, you know,
write.
and I think the challenge that I had, and some kids probably go through this, as I start reading, my mind wanders. My eyes are still on the words, but I'm not
You were
focused
somewhere else.
on what I'm reading. So when I had teachers that started teaching me little techniques, you know, to really focus on the reading, and it was just more of like writing little notes, you know, next to
Yeah.
a paragraph summarizing. Instead of looking at the whole book as a challenge, we break it down into pages.
You know,
by
Amanda,
each page.
reading does pay off. I remember in the 3rd grade.
I know, and look at him now. And that's
You remember him in 3rd grade? Which,
You see this?
This is just proof, though, that anybody can do anything, and by just wanting to learn and grow and expand your mind, you have an author, you have somebody who's a great reader now that struggled when young, or you have a nerd like me that continues to be a nerd and reads more books than I probably should be doing. But I think reading is a really great way to connect with other people and share, and because I think the thing that's really cool too about when you read a book with other people is everyone takes something different out of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll read the same book and there's a different message, or we notice something different. And I think that's what makes it really special too.
No, I agree. And the one thing about it, a lot of our kids, even the high school kids to this day, if you get a text message, and I have 170 of them that's on the football team at Atlantic High School, they'll send you text messages, but they have this different lingo in text messages.
Yes, they do.
And I read it 20, I'm like, what is this kid trying to say? You know, they change all the way.
LOL, ROLF.
Everything is all acronyms. And I'm like, what language is this? You know, so I sent it back to him, I was like, listen, speak to me in English or something, or send me voice something over, because I don't really understand this. And these kids, they really are not really reading.
that's a really good point. I taught my daughter from very early age, because they all text.
Right.
Text the way you would write.
Yes.
I don't care if your friends make fun of you, text
Yes.
the way you would write. That's a really good thing to tell your kids to do.
I agree.
Because when they get to be adults, they're not going to know how to do it.
They're
Well,
not.
and we have a video we heard that you've created. So we want to
Well, this is a little tease of the treehouse.
A teaser of the treehouse?
Yeah,
All right.
this is kind of what C-Ron,
Yeah.
Quran
Yeah, we
or
did.
C-Ron? No, Quran.
Seabreeze.
With the big C.
Seabreeze.
This is what you got to experience.
I can see you showing up at the school though with that onesie with the C on your chest, with a book in your hand.
It's a Delray Reads
know what?
fan. I like
You
it.
wear that onesie, I'll sponsor this next year.
Hey everybody, my name is Frank McKinney, and guess where I'm coming from today? Can you? I'm looking a little higher than you, aren't I? I'm in my oceanfront treehouse office, 23 feet above the sea. This is where all the magic happens. I'm an author, written 7 books in 6 genres, including Aspire, How to Create Your Own Reality and Alter Your DNA, which just came out today. But I'm encouraging you to read to your kids and to your grandkids. And if you're a kid, you're watching this, go grab your favorite book, ask your mom and dad or your grandma or grandpa to read you your favorite book tonight, because that's where creativity and ingenuity are born. I love you all. Someday I'm going to have you at this treehouse, assuming you have good grades and you take care of your parents.
Well, I want to go to that treehouse. How about you?
We're already in.
We need to go.
We're
We're
in.
going to crash your treehouse. If you
That-
see two people sneaking up there later, you know who it is.
Anytime. Listen, that's where the magic happens. You need to create a place that draws out your creativity and your
Sure.
ingenuity. I hadn't written a book until I built that treehouse. I had not written a
Really?
single book. All 7 of my books were written from that desk that you guys just saw.
Speaking of which, you wrote one for your daughter too, right? From the,
I wrote a young reader fantasy
Yeah.
novel based on the fact, so you'll appreciate this. I walked my daughter to school every single day from pre-K to 8th grade, 1,652 consecutive times. I turned that into a young reader fantasy novel called Dead Fred, Flying Lunchboxes, and the Good Luck Circle.
Oh, how cute. So where can we get your books?
Anywhere. I mean,
Anywhere.
Amazon, and
Perfect.
there's probably some
I'm
here in the
going
book in the
looking for 'em
library.
today.
You know,
They
I
sound
love that.
fun.
Look over your shoulder. There's one sitting right on the. That was
Jamel,
that was
this
released
may
just
help.
a couple days
That's-
ago.
that's
Oh my gosh.
That's my first mindset
One for you,
book.
one
Oh,
for her.
how exciting.
I love
Oh,
that
that's
answer.
cool.
though.
That's cool.
Did you see that answer?
What?
Ask me where you can get my books.
We're going to get your books. In your hand.
You know, Amanda, you asked earlier where can we get books.
Yeah.
We ordered a lot of books.
Sure.
And because of the P word, they got stuck somewhere out at sea or somewhere. So if you reach out to Janet Meeks, because
Okay.
we had to go to all the bookstores to get
Yeah.
these. So I'm sure she has some extra ones hanging around. So
Okay.
give her a call.
That would be amazing, because I think it's so fun, and I love the idea of everyone reading at the same time.
Yep.
It's such a cool, powerful thing.
So, and I've had, we receive emails from a lot of people that want to donate books, and I
Yes.
always just throw Janet Meek's name out there. I was like,
Sorry,
call
Janet.
She-
That's where I get all those calls. Janet, it's
Yeah.
Jamel.
But then there's also these little pockets around Delray where these
The little libraries.
The little libraries. Like
They're
you can
so
really
cute.
just drop
Yes.
a book in or trade a book or go in and pick
Yeah.
up a book. So if you see them, they have some along Swinton and in different areas
Yeah.
around Delray. So if you see these little boxes, just feel
Yeah.
free, go ahead and put
Like
a book
borrow a
in,
book,
take
put
a
a
book
book.
out, do something of that sort. So I really like that. That's
Yeah.
a very creative idea as well.
agree.
So yeah, big time.
Well, do you have any last messages about Delray Reads Day?
When the time comes next year, whether Janet's here or not, and they ask you to sign up, it's
Yeah.
something you will not want to miss.
Oh, it's
You've done it.
amazing.
It's
It's
a must. It's a
amazing.
must do.
So we will be there next year.
Well, Janet may be retiring from the city, but I guarantee you she's not letting this baby go.
Good.
She will be
As long
around.
as she's
Or
there,
we'll
I'm
make you
there.
be around, Janet.
She's not letting this baby
And
go.
we're going to tune in next year to look at that onesie too, right?
Yes, I'm gonna sew it. We're working on it today, Siron.
As long as there's feeling, there's life.
I didn't know where he was going with it. But thank you guys
Thank you
very
so
much.
much
This-
for all that you do and for your dedication for the past 10 years for this incredible project.
We'll be
20
there-
years for him.
20, that's right, 20 years.
We'll
for
be
you.
there for 21.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you guys
Thank you.
very much.
You bet.
They gave us a gift.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to read this to Stella tonight. She's going to love it. She loves anything colorful and fun. And look, I mean, the images just jump off the page. This is
will be a
going to be
fun book.
great.
This will be a fun
This is going
book
to be
to read.
great. So we're going to take a little stroll, and you're going to come with us. One of the things that is so amazing about our library here is that they have so many incredibly powerful exhibitions right here in Delray Beach.
Yes.
And we are standing in front of Americans and the Holocaust exhibition here at the Public Library. And I believe this was the first stop of its tour. So that's pretty cool that we are getting to have this here first in Delray Beach.
All right, and it's very interactive too. They have a little
Yeah.
a little station here, and it gives you a lot of facts and everything about the Holocaust. I mean, I had a conversation with Miss Yvonne Odom and then Lee Cohen's mom. So here I am, have a elderly Jewish lady and an elderly black woman, and they sat down at a table. We were filming one of the episodes of Let's Try It, and they sat and they talked about the Holocaust, and then we talked about slavery here in the United States and the similarities and everything of that sort. It was a powerful conversation, and I was like, man, somebody need to capture this on video, because there was so many things about the Holocaust that I didn't know about, sitting there learning. I mean, I remember in high school we read the Diary of Anne Frank, and then I had we watched Schindler's List, those movies, but that was just my interaction with the Holocaust and things that I knew. But since then, I mean, I never really had anybody really one-on-one to really teach me about it.
And I think it's such an important thing to have, especially at a place like a library, because so many different people come here, so many different people can learn about this really, really important part of history. And I think it's really amazing just the way that it has done. Like, you literally get to walk through and see life-size photos and read information about different people. And it really, it gives you chills, and it really brings it to life in such a way that even a book can't necessarily make happen. I
mean, so when you talk about the creative things, and I sit here and say, you know what, this is very creative to turn your library almost into a museum type feel. So this was a very out of the box thinking. I mean, I love it.
I agree. So we have 3 different guests that are going to join us to talk about this important exhibition. So we have Isabella Rowan, the Educational Programs and Volunteer Coordinator at the Delray Beach Public Library. Hi.
Hi.
We have Rabbi Aviva Bass, Temple Sinai, and Helene Wardle, the librarian at the Jewish Library at Temple Sinai, and Daughters of the Holocaust Survivors. Welcome.
Thank you.
We are just so happy to have the 3 of you here and talking about such an important thing. And I mean, when I came to the opening of it, I didn't know what to expect. And this was, I mean, exceeded expectations with just the presentation and the information.
So how did this come about?
Yes. So the exhibit, it's 1,100 square feet, interactive traveling exhibition. And it offers, it draws on primary sources from the 1930s and 40s to present the stories of individuals and groups of Americans who took action against Nazism. So it is a grant. It was provided by the museum and the American Library Association. There were 250 applicants. Only 50 were awarded. We are very honored to be one.
That's a huge honor.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Delray, baby.
Seriously though, like, out of all of those people to be selected, I mean, that really speaks to what you are all doing here.
Exactly.
So walk us through it real quick. Walk us through this exhibit. Tell everybody, make them really want to come and see.
Because they need to. You need to come. Yes. Well, how long is it up until first?
So the exhibit is on display here in the library until November 17th.
Oh, so you don't have that much time.
No, we're midway through the programming and exhibit calendar, and in fact, we've already offered many programs in conjunction with the exhibit, and there's many more coming for all ages. And I encourage people to take a look at our calendar to see what's coming up. And the exhibit is free. It's open to the public anytime the library is open, right? Okay. So, the library is open Monday through Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday from 1 to 5.
Perfect.
So what is like the one part of this exhibit that really sticks out to you? I know all of it is very powerful, and it takes a deep dive into history, but what's that one part that really sticks out? I'll put you on the spot.
That wasn't in my script.
Jamel, stop it. That was a great question, though.
Well, for me personally, as someone who is not Jewish and doesn't really know that much about the Holocaust, you often think there's like this misconception that Americans didn't know anything and didn't do anything. Like, it happened over there. What did we do here? And this really opens your eyes. And completely shatters those misconceptions about what Americans actually knew and what we were doing. And for that reason alone, to take a look at that aspect of American history and who we are as a country and what we were doing then, is really important to come and see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how about the two of you? Do you have something that sticks out to you as being the most important part?
I think I would go with Isabella because I'm very familiar with Holocaust history through my parents, who were both survivors. And I've done a lot of reading. And I've always known that the events of the Holocaust were known at the time. And the frustrating part for me has always been how little was done. And it's wonderful to see in this exhibit that in fact many things were done. There were people who made the effort to publicize and to actually go over to Europe and bring Jews out and arrange for it. They raised funds, and they really did an enormous amount of work to accomplish that end, but it wasn't enough.
So, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that especially in today's climate where there's so much polarization of people in our society based on politics, based on race, based on all sorts of external factors, to be able to educate people about one people's experience, negative, horrendous experience, is also about universal compassion.
Right.
It's about understanding the other, not labeling people as other, understanding the humanity that we all share, and also being proud of who each group is. I prefer the idea of America as a salad bowl rather than the idea of a melting pot. I don't want to be melted down and forgotten for my people, and I don't think other people should either. But I think there's a pride that comes from that, but there's also a compassion to understand, yes, this is what we went through as oppressed people, and we can make that connection with other people who are similarly oppressed, and also make sure that this never happens again. Nothing like this should ever happen again. So we need to combat hate with love and education. Education is really important.
And I think that's one of the most important things too when you start talking about this. Is just like learning about your history it'll really help you not be able to, really when you feel yourself repeating it, you'll snap back to it. So I think this is really great. I think the one thing that's missing from this exhibit is some gefilte fish.
I disagree strongly. I will bring you a jar next week. You got it.
So,
I will bring you some.
So I don't know if I had the opportunity to taste some Rabbi Shmuley. He made some at his house for me. He gave me a lot of history about gefilte fish and what Jews did to really make it, and how it really had to stretch out. And I tasted it. I loved it.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
You did. I don't love it.
Yes,
I don't.
you can have my portion.
Yeah,
Well, you know
mine
what?
also.
And then it was
pass that to you.
also it was a piece of, it was bread. What is it?
Matzah?
The matzah or challah?
Challah.
Challah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Those
that's
two
what I
I'll
was trying to
take
say.
any day of the week. You can keep the gefilte fish. Give me. I'll take
I loved
It's
it.
amazing.
And no, it wasn't in a jar. It was homemade.
Okay, maybe that's different.
It was homemade.
We always had
To
it in
me,
a jar. So.
It was like it was meatloaf, but made from with fish.
Okay, that's an interesting.
I don't know if that's right, but it tastes good to me.
Yeah,
I'll try
that's
it again.
It especially needs some really strong horseradish.
Yes.
Homemade.
You know what? Hold on. I gotta say
He
this.
just likes to eat.
No, how is it that listen, me as a black man, yes, I'm black, right? So listen, but I eat gefilte fish, and I'm saying, oh my gosh, this is a Jewish delicacy. And then every Jewish person I meet, oh my gosh, you ate that?
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up, is this a food of your culture or what?
Yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah. It's the tradition behind it. It's the tradition behind it, I think, more than they like the particular food. I mean, I have to say though, my husband does like it also.
Yeah.
Like I always give it
that's
to
why I like
him.
it.
My husband does actually like it.
I ate it. I thought Mitch Katz was going to accept it into the Jewish family, but no, he didn't at all.
So we want to talk a little bit about your temple as well, because I think for everybody who wants to get to know about Jewish culture more, your temple is a great place for people to come and learn and worship. So can you tell everybody a little bit about?
Well, Temple Sinai of Palm Beach County in Delray Beach is really a spiritual center in Delray. I'm very proud to be affiliated with and serving such a wonderful congregation. And as a Reformed congregation, we share the progressive values of acceptance and wide open tent, which means that Jews from all different backgrounds, as well as non-Jews who are friendly with Jews, intermarried to Jews, or even just curious about Judaism are welcome to come in. We often have interfaith dialogue as well with other clergy in the community and with other lay people, and we're very proud of those relationships that we've built over many years, way before I started there. I've been there 6 years, but the temple's been there for over 40 years now. We just had our 40th birthday. So so it's a wonderful center of spirituality, and we welcome people of all different backgrounds to
And
come.
where you guys are located. So you talk about where you're located and if they want to get in contact with you, how can they
Sure.
contact you?
Just down the street from here, come to the library, see this wonderful exhibit, and then come over to the temple. Temple Sinai is just next door to the Atlantic High School.
Oh,
right.
there.
So
Okay.
it's a little bit west of Congress, Congress Avenue, on Atlantic Avenue. So please come visit us. We have services on Friday nights at 7:30. We're now restarting our Saturday morning services as well. And we always have Torah study, which is on Zoom. And we have a hybrid service, which means that now we live stream. Similar to what we're doing
So
here.
for people who are
So people who
uncomfortable, they can still
exactly,
participate, which is
exactly,
huge.
Exactly, which
That's
is wonderful
amazing.
also for people who are, for whatever reason, they're stuck at home or
Yep.
even in the hospital. I've had congregants or friends of this synagogue who've said, oh wow, this really helped me through my recuperation from whatever illness or
That's
problem that
amazing.
they've had, to watch the services.
Because it's
So-
one thing to have your faith and, be praying on your own, but to be able to still participate in a place that you go and helps you feel part of something, I think is really, it's amazing that you're able to do that. I mean, I think that's one of the positive things that have come out of COVID is people can connect in a way that they couldn't before and be able to still participate even if they can't leave their home. So I think that's great.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, I love, my husband's Jewish, I'm Catholic, so it is, it's always been interesting because there aren't a lot of places that are welcoming of all faiths. So I think that's really incredible that you're doing that for people like us who come from two different places and love each other and want to celebrate and share love and be welcome.
I like it. I'll definitely stay in contact with you because I would love
Wonderful.
to introduce this exhibit to the young men on the football team
Oh
at
my
the high
gosh,
school.
that would be huge.
Because I guarantee they probably don't know
Huge.
anything about
that would be
the
That would be
Holocaust.
great.
And then just have a
Great.
conversation or dialogue with them
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
So I'll definitely be in contact.
So I'm
with you,
happy
Rebecca.
to walk them through it or to sit and have a question and answer. I do also want to say that I'm very proud of the interrelationships that our congregation have formed with the Delray Beach and larger community, including with homeless, hungry and homeless people in the community with our social action program. And I'm very proud that during the pandemic even, people were continuing to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that are
wonderful.
distributed
That's
to
wonderful.
homeless people in Veterans Park every week, every
That's
Sunday.
amazing.
So we do really value these interrelationships, and to have this exhibit right here down the street is just a fabulous way to connect. And as Isabella said, it's wonderful not just for Jews, but perhaps even more so for the non-Jews in the community to understand.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so for you especially, this definitely is very personal.
Yes.
Is there, how do you feel about, I mean, I know you spoke a little earlier, but about being able to share what's happened in this country in regards to the Holocaust? Because like you said, you didn't realize how much was being done, but not enough. So how do you feel, and is there, when you walked in the first time, I guess, how did you feel coming to see this?
First of all, I was very impressed with the depth of this exhibit. I think it's very well done, very well organized, and very approachable. And I think that makes a big difference.
For sure.
For me personally, having a pretty good background in Holocaust education, I think education is the first step, but it's not the last step. And activism is what needs to happen as a result of education. And one of the things I'm very proud of in terms of being in a Reform congregation is that the Union for Reform Judaism, thank you, the URJ, is very active in the movement for voting rights and for civil rights, and has been all these years, and I think that's where this needs to take us. We can't undo the Holocaust, but we do need to make sure that it doesn't happen to us and to other groups in this country as well, or around the world.
If I can just say one thing about what they're talking
Yes.
about, we have a number of programs that are being presented in conjunction with the exhibit. But tonight, we have a special program, and there's still space. We're presenting at 7 o'clock a Survivor Speaks, and people don't realize that the number of living Holocaust survivors is diminishing by the day as we speak. Right? And so this is a really unique opportunity to come in and meet up close and personal a living Holocaust survivor who's going to share his story of survival and triumph. It's an amazing opportunity, and he's one of the few remaining living survivors who went through it. And he'll be here tonight at 7 o'clock. It's right here in our auditorium. It's free. You're welcome to come.
Do you have to sign up, or you could just come?
Well, I prefer that people pre-register, but just come, because this is just too important to really hear a personal testimony of what happened.
Is this Norman Frazier?
This is Norman
He's
Frazier.
a very good
Yes.
speaker.
Wonderful.
He is
Yes.
wonderful.
And
I
very
think you will
moving.
really
Very moving.
find it very interesting.
So I encourage everyone to come and to check out all of the other programs that we have coming before the end of the exhibit period as well.
And do they just go to the library website?
Go to the library website, delraylibrary.org, click on classes and programs, and there they are. Yes.
Thank you guys
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we
Thank you
are
for having
so
us.
proud to have this here in our community.
Yes.
One of the few who get something like this. And thank you for all that you're doing in our
Thank
community.
you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. So we're going to walk back that way for our final guest of the show. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Look at you looking all lovely.
waiting room.
Yes.
I know, I love this. It's so fun. So, as always, the DDA is up to all kinds of fun. So we have Laura Simon and Mariska, and we are talking about
Art and Jazz
It's
on the
back!
Avenue. It's back. Yeah.
exciting.
We
So,
are very excited. Yeah.
For people who forget what it is, because the last year's been like 80 years, can you tell us a little bit about what this is?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having us from the Downtown Development Authority. We're really excited to be here, and we're really excited to be able to bring back Art and Jazz on the Avenue. It started back in the late 80s and ended, I think we had 2011, 2012, so it's been about 10 years. And every year we would hear, when is it coming back? When is it coming back? When is it coming back? It was such a great community style celebration of the art, the culture, the history, the localness of our community. And we're excited to bring that back. And we felt that as we come out of this past 18 months and 19 months of pandemic and being pulled away from that community spirit, we wanted to find a way to just reinvigorate and revitalize our town. And that's really what Art and Jazz was about. That's what it was about, bringing the community back to downtown and introducing them to the businesses that were there, the local talent. The local talent that is out there in entertainment, as well as our artists, our community partners. And we're going to be doing that tonight from 6 to 9. And we really want people, what we're doing differently this year, because in the past, Art and Jazz on the Avenue used to be only from Swinton to Federal Highway on Atlantic Avenue. So, in just working with the team, we decided to expose, and also our downtown business community, and highlight the different areas in our community. So we're doing 4, and tonight we're starting on East Atlantic Avenue, east of the bridge. So it is on Atlantic Avenue. We're closing the street, and I'll let Mariska tell us all the logistics. But the real one, she's been really spearheading this, and our team has been working, because it's a lot of fun, and working with our merchants and businesses and just different artists in the community, and just really to come out and have a nice evening. We've got beautiful weather, thank God. So
Yes.
There are 4 segments,
There are 4,
Yes.
and they're located in different areas, or are they all in the same location?
all in different neighborhoods.
Oh, let's
So
talk
to
about
highlight
it.
the different
Okay.
neighborhoods. So the first one will be on the beach side. It'll be right in front of Seagate. We're closing off Venetian to Andrews, so we'll be there 6 to 9. We have 2 bands. We have Merv Johnson Trio, who's a lot of fun, jazz trio, and then Jimmy Stowe and the Stowaways will be bringing in beach music and
How
fun times.
Yeah.
So we have a large stage, and then there will be vendors on either side of that. But the vendors are local vendors, local artists, local businesses that maybe don't live in that neighborhood, but we're bringing them in from the rest of the downtown, the rest of Delray. So it'll be a fun area. The next one coming up is going to be happening in December 22nd in Pineapple Grove. So that'll be very holiday centric.
about that one.
Yeah, that one will be very holiday centric because it's December, so the tree will be lit and we'll be focusing on the businesses there. But also any business in Delray that is interested in participating, reach out to us and we'd be happy to entertain a booth for them at that time. Then in May, we have one coming up on the south side, on Southeast 3rd, near the market, down that whole area, focusing on that neighborhood. And then in July, we'll be doing West Atlantic, so we'll be in this area, kind of focusing on all of these businesses and bringing light and love to these areas that don't always get all the attention. So it's really important.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Because I think that's the thing that makes this extra exciting is the fact that you are going into the different zones of town. Because I think, we all know like the Delray Affair and a lot of those events that happen right on Atlantic, right in the core. But all of us on the side streets were like, well, how about Pineapple Grove? We want party over here too. So it's really going to be wonderful. And I think for people who maybe don't go into different sections of town too, this provides them an opportunity, like you said, to check out music and art and local businesses in an area maybe you don't shop.
Well, we have Silver Ball Museum is going to be coming to Beachside. They're bringing a game, so there'll be some interaction happening there.
So fun.
We have pumpkin painting at Edward Jones, which is one of our businesses that's in Pineapple Grove, but they'll be coming there. So we have a lot of that interaction going on. So even if you're walking through the beachside and it's unexpected that you might see someone from another area, it's wonderful to see it.
And I like it. It's something really for the family.
Exactly. So much for the
so
family.
you can put on your dancing shoes and
Absolutely.
and do some things in the middle of the street. But I can also say if you guys are new to Delray, you don't know about the DDA, they really put on some top-notch events. I mean, their staff all the way down to all of the small details. Everything is really
Always. Always.
Thank you.
You know, and I commend their leader, Miss Simon. Everything is always top notch. So
We have an incredible leader. Incredible
An
leader.
incredible team.
Thank
And I
you.
think the
Thank
thing
you.
too is they're working around the clock tirelessly on multiple events at a time. So like we may be talking about this one today, but I got a message already about Delray Fashion Week, which is next week. So
And
it's
Savor.
just Savor. I mean, all of these things are constantly in the works and being planned and juggled.
And when you look at these events and when you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, it's about 200 little elves.
Yeah, no.
That's working behind
Small
the
but
scenes.
mighty team.
You know,
exactly.
How many people on your team? Go ahead, give your team a shout out because they do a wonderful job.
Yes, we have a small but mighty team. We have 6 total on our
Oh my
team.
God.
So it's
And you put on how many events? Can you even count them anymore?
No.
Yeah, there's too many to count.
And we have, it's the other thing too. It's about we have such great partnerships with our, our business owners and our community and our residents, and it's all about working together and working in collaboration. So a lot of everything that we're doing is because of the community that we have and about the people. Downtowns are meant to be for people and celebrate the people. So we're not only celebrating those that work here, but those that live here. So and we have a lot of new businesses, new residents. So this is a way to really, bring that together and just give some, just to have some fun. We are this most fun small town in America, and we stopped having fun for a little while. So this was our way to let's find our fun here and really enjoy ourselves and just, be together and, see each other, see face to face, have some fun. And you said dancing. So my mom and dad have been, so my father just celebrated 91st birthday. My mom celebrates her 91st birthday, but they spent for 25 years at Art and Jazz. They were there. They were on the dance floor every time. I have pictures of them. So it's a great hometown type feeling that brings out, and that's really what Delray is known for. And we'll have some history out there tonight too, so you can learn a little bit about that.
Well, I think your passion for this community really shows in the work and the product of the work that your staff is doing. And speaking of your parents, I mean, they're pillars in this community. A lot of people don't know, but they are Delray. They are Delray. So when you talk about pillars and people that really built this town to where it is, you can't leave out the Simons at all. You really can't, because they always come up. Whenever I'm trying to figure out something from the past or what took place,
They're always there. It's true.
there's a Simon there.
That's true. It's wonderful.
Yes,
It's wonderful.
No,
that's a
it
great
is great. No, it is great, and I'm very honored and blessed to be part of that, and be able to share that and be in this position. I think that's what it's exciting to be in my town and do what we do for this community, and it's a blessing for sure. And I have my father still here saying, okay, wait, you need to do it like, wait, what are you doing? It needs to be done like this, or the DDA needs to do this. So it's, we do have a great team, and this is an exciting way for us to get started, to kick it off. October is our kickoff for our year. We had a great weekend last week with Halloween and trick-or-treating. It's the 58th year of trick-or-treating. And just, cool things happening for the holidays. So one thing that is even next week, we have the Delray First Friday Art Walk. So downtown First Friday Art Walk is next Friday, which we launched also Delray Art Trail, which Mariska has been, that's her baby, and highlighting our art. So there are quite a few things to do, and if you can't, we have downtowndelraybeach.com is where everything lives for those for whatever's happening in it, whether it's here at the library or in a shop downtown. So,
and signups for next art and jazz events are already up on downtown Delray Beach. So let everybody know to make sure plug in there, and you can
Get
sign right up
involved.
on our website. Exactly.
Listen, if you're getting your family calendar ready, for events to do things with the family, if you're looking for a date night, you need to go to delraybeach.org, correct?
Yes.
No, it's downtown. Downtown Delray.
DelrayBeach.com.
Correct me. I like
Jamel is sending them
correcting.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
What is that person?
Call Laura Simon. That's what you do. Google Laura Simon,
Yes.
Delray Beach. you'll find
1-800
it.
call Laura Simon.
I love it. That's wonderful. And there's 4 opportunities. So if you can't go to one, you have 3 other chances, so you get to be part of it.
Yes, I agree. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We're
After our
excited.
JV football game tonight, I'll take a stroll just to check it out.
Awesome.
Please do
Yes.
come down.
Dogs are welcome too. So.
That's right. We're very dog
I'm gonna
friendly.
make that your new puppy. That little Rottweiler.
Yeah. She might be out there.
Yeah.
Coconut. She's going to
love
make
it.
an appearance.
I love
So.
Thank you for all that you
Thank
do,
you.
ladies.
Thank you for
I can't
having
wait to
us.
see you.
Today's the day we're going out to set up.
Yeah,
so
we got
we're
work to do.
we better
Thank
work your shoes on.
Great.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, as if we didn't tell you about enough fabulous things to go to, we've got more for you.
Oh, yeah, that's
There's
right.
always something. So, throughout October, which is almost over, there are the Delray Beach, or the Do Good Delray, sorry, haven't had my coffee, events, and you can go to delraybeach.com/dogooddelray. And those events have been fabulous so far. So for the ones that are left, make sure you check them out if you haven't. On October 28th at 11:30 a.m., there is new member orientation at the Chamber, and you need to register at delraybeach.com/events, and it's for new members and new employees of existing members and you're invited to learn more about your Delray Chamber, meet fellow members, staff, leads group chairs, ambassadors, and representatives from the board of directors. Nonprofit Council, telling your story like never before by finishing your year-end strong. November 2nd at 11:30, and there is lunch included, and that is going to have speaker Andy Rose, so don't miss it. The Economic Development and Government Affairs Friday Forum with Kelly Smallridge, the Executive Director of Business Development Board in Palm Beach County. Friday, November 5th at 8 a.m., and you'll have an update from the community partners of the City of Delray Beach, the Delray Beach CRA, and the Delray Beach DDA. It's free, it's via Zoom, but you must pre-register. And last but not least is the membership breakfast, November 9th from 8:30 to 10. It's $25 for members and $35 for future members. And the keynote is Terrence Moore, the Delray Beach City Manager.
Yes, and one more big event that's this week. This Friday, 6:30, Atlantic High School homecoming. This is a district championship game.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, so we're undefeated in our district competition. So this game here, It's homecoming and it's the 50th reunion. Remember we had.
That's right. This is a big game.
This is a big game, and this game has actually been sponsored by 1-800-CALL-LEE as
So
well.
how are your boys looking?
So these boys are ready. You know, it's
They're
up to
ready.
the
Okay.
coaches and it's up to the leadership to make sure that they're prepared for the game, and it's up to the boys to go out and execute whatever we put together and the plan that we put together. But I think they're ready to put on the show, you know, for the community of Delray Beach. I called it the greatest show on turf, you know, so, you know, I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be a nice game. We're asking everybody to come out, 6:30, we're orange. You know, we call it the orange wave. You know, if you have some orange, we want to have a sea of orange, you know.
So I'm dressed appropriately.
You're dressed appropriately.
I can just wear this again.
Yes, you are. So, and then again, I want to give a big thank you to Jeff Pearlman for what he wrote about the show. That was nice. That was a nice little piece that he really put in there.
And we're going to post that because it really was so special. I mean,
Yes.
Jeff, I hope you're watching. We know that you do. And I mean, I was crying. It was just such a beautiful message from such a huge community partner. And it was great.
It was really big. And then to all of the wonderful comments that people wrote, you know, when they voted for us for the Crystal Palm Award. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. So that was really big too.
It was. We get to celebrate a beautiful town with incredible people, wonderful events. Wednesday mornings couldn't get any better.
I know, man. I'm really loving this. But hey, guess what? We're not going to hold you guys. We're going to let you get back to work. I'll let you guys go back to sleep. But whatever you do, have a Delray day. We love you. Peace.
Here at Delray Buick GMC, we're proud to help you with your vehicle needs every step of the way. With your goals at the forefront of our minds, we offer quality service, useful knowledge, a listening ear, and a friendly face. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a brand new model, get behind the wheel of a pre-owned vehicle, or receive helpful repairs and efficient service, our team is dedicated to ensuring you feel comfortable, confident, and taken care of. We also take pride in providing you with a top-notch experience that goes beyond purchasing a vehicle. We offer services in our state-of-the-art service center with a team of certified service technicians and assistance with vehicle financing and auto loans. We make sure you get the support you deserve. Our dealership has received the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award 6 times, one of the most prestigious awards in our industry. Upgrade your dealership experience at Delray Buick GMC. It matters where you buy your car.